Hello and welcome back to the Unhinged podcast. I'm Zena.
And I'm Danny.
And today's episode is a little bit of a different one. We're talking all about your ghost stories. Ooh. It's not even Halloween.
I know. But we're spooky bitches anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm after getting loads of things in, right? I'm a real skeptic though, because I don't believe in like spirits and ghosts and stuff like that. I'm just like, there's a logical reason for everything.
All.
No, not at all. Do you?
I don't know if I believe in like your old kind of wives' tale of a ghost, but I do believe in like energy and stuff, and I do believe that like energy never dies. Like, so I believe that when you pass, your energy is left, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I believe your energy can go into other things, but I don't believe it comes back as a spirit or a being type thing.
I don't know. Some of these stories that I've got in as well makes me question a lot of things. I haven't seen. There was one time that I seen kind of like an out figure, but it was out of the corner of my eye, which, you know, you can kind of... Yeah. But like I have seen other things or like...
You weren't on drugs, Rat?
I wasn't.
You weren't smoking the weed or not?
Mad, isn't it?
I'm open-minded about things, like when you hear things and some things that people say, like, how the fuck do you explain that? But my mind just automatically goes for the logical fucking reason.
I'm very open-minded when it comes to... I would consider myself quite a spiritual person. Yeah. So I am very open-minded kind of for all that things. I'll always be believe it till proven otherwise kind of thing. Yeah. No, loads of people always say to me, oh, your mom's still with you. I'm just like, yeah, okay, thank you. And I'm like, my mom's dead. She's not with me no more. She's burnt to a crisp.
She's burnt.
I'm so sorry. Cut that out.
No, I'm keeping that in. It's the truth. It's the truth. My ma's still here. She's just in lines on the table.
The creatine wasn't hitting the same anymore.
That wasn't creatine at all, Danny. Surprise, surprise. That was me, ma. I'm so sorry, ma.
I'm so sorry, Sandra.
Yeah, here's me saying sorry to me, ma. Like, she can hear me. Yeah, and then I've just said I don't believe in spirits and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to kick it off, right?
Right. This was the story that you were telling me about.
Right, okay, I'll start off with the story, right? So, this is what gave us the idea, right? I came across this on Instagram and I couldn't stop laughing, right? Woman who had 20-year-long sexual relationship with a ghost gets the ick after finding out it has fangs, right? A Colombian woman who claims to have had sexual relationships with a ghost
says it all.
for 20 years has kicked him to the curb after finding out he has fangs. Whatever her name is, claims she met the ghost 20 years ago when he visited her bedroom and began caressing her feet. Okay. She claims that since then they have been having passionate nights together, claiming he was a very big man. However, her opinion has changed after she allegedly caught a glimpse of his face and saw fangs, and she was like, ew.
How do you, after 20 years...
She's delusional, obviously.
Well, she's Colombian. You know what, she's on that Colombian powder.
No, do you know what happened to her, right? She was living in this fucking delusional land for 20 years, having some man probably fucking hurt her, and she's like, I'm not going near no man, I'm just going to be with a ghost, right?
Power to you, hon.
And then after 20 years, she was like, okay, maybe my friends are right, but how do I backtrack this without seeming delusional? I know, I'll just tell all my friends who gave me the ick. Because that's sensible. Oh yeah, girls.
That makes perfect sense.
I had to get rid of him, girls. He had the ick. Because she's not going to like admit
fangs. Yeah. But like, I find it weird. Obviously, that story is very hard to believe anyway. But like, if she was having relations with this ghost for 20 years, how after only 20 years has she discovered that he had fangs? Like, I don't know why you even asked that question. How is she having sex with a ghost in the first place?
That's the question. The question's not how did she not notice he had fangs, but right, there is a kink, right?
Oh,
so it's called spectrophilia. It's a fetish that is classified as the paraphernalia in which one is attracted to ghosts or spirits, right? Spectrophiliacs fantasize about ghosts and often imagine scenarios involving sexual events between themselves and spirits, right?
And that's a fantasy.
Yeah.
So they're imagining whether or not it's happening. Like,
yeah. So I had a look into it more, right? And I came across this other article, right? And it's this woman who is trying to have a baby with a ghost, right? Right? Woman wants a ghost baby after falling in love with a spirit, right? An Australian woman hit the headlines last year after she claimed to have relationships and sexual encounters with a ghost. Amethyst is her name. Of course her name is Amethyst.
Of course it is.
Of course her name is Amethyst. Appeared on This Morning claiming to have relationships with a ghost for the past 12 years. She said she has slept with 15 spirits. What a hoe. 50 in spirits.
Bitch, she must be fucking right.
After breaking up with her fiance and now prefers ghosts to men. I actually don't blame her.
Yeah, that seems like an easy kind of decision, to be fair. Doesn't it?
Ghosts, men. I'm only messing men. I know we're not all the same. Anyway, things between Amethyst and her ghost boyfriend seem to be getting pretty serious as she now confessed she wants to have a baby with him. Right? The story could go on for ages, right? But I watched the interview with her, right? She met him over in Australia. She was walking through the bush, right? And she felt this like entity come over her and she got really sexually aroused and stuff and all, right? But she had to leave Australia.
Okay.
Right? She got really sad because she didn't want to leave this ghost behind. But anyway, she got on the plane and to her surprise, while she was on the plane up in the air, she felt the ghost came with her. She was so happy. They proceeded to go into the bathroom and she had sex with the ghost.
Like, how does that make fucking sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. So now she's like telling people, well, this was a while ago, but she's had a phantom pregnancy, right?
Oh, the phantom got her pregnant with a phantom pregnancy.
Yeah, so and she now has a phantom baby.
What the fuck?
Yeah, right? But it gets worse though, right? Because you hear these stories and you're just like, oh, this has to be like American. No, like, you know the way you hear all these mad stories over from people in America and stuff.
Yeah.
No, we love people from America. You're just all fucking mental.
Yeah.
But that's grand. But then I found this Irish woman legally marries a ghost, right? An Irish woman from Laois, right? Right? Amanda Teagan made headlines around the world when she got legally married to a 300-year-old pirate ghost, right?
Pirates are sexy.
He was a pirate. 45-year-old woman who hails from Drogheda, married Jack Teagan, right? So her name's changed and everything to Teagan, right? An 18th century pirate ghost after being fed up with just having casual sex. Speaking to The Sun this week, Teagan said she has found her soulmate in Jack, right? Now this is where I start going, this woman's delusional, right?
It's Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow, right? And claimed that her lover never leaves her unsatisfied in the bedroom, right? So then I found this. If anyone out there is looking, right, for any guidance on how to have sex with spirits, I've got you. Okay.
Oh, God. Right? Zaina's done her homework, clearly.
This is some tips from Amanda, right?
Right.
Obviously, certain positions work better for spiritual sex than others. It's easier to feel energy, for example, in the missionary position than it would be if you were on top. It would be more difficult. People assume that it's masturbation. It's not. If you are in any way touching yourself, then that is not spiritual sex. It has to be the energy. You need to be able to feel the energy of the spirit doing whatever to you. If you're doing it yourself, then that's a completely different thing.
Right, so if you're touching yourself while having ghosts with,
it's not a
while
ghost.
Having sex with a ghost, it's not spiritual sex. But can I say, right?
I'm a bit like, I'm even more disturbed over that than what I am of the fucking scary stories coming in. Like, do you reckon that's a form of mental illness or something?
It has to be. I'm not slagging people or
No,
anything. People
absolutely
believe or
not,
whatever they want. But if you masturbate after having sex, it's not sex. So, but then most women
masturbate
after having sex have to finish themselves off. Well, not most women, but a lot of women. So, you know what I mean? But I looked this up, right? Her wedding pictures are hilarious. You need to look them up, right? She's standing by herself, right? There's a ceremony, and this is where I thought to myself, nah, she's delusional.
Was this done in the church? Like,
no, it was done in international waters because you can't legally marry ghosts in Ireland. But
you can somewhere.
You can in international waters. So she got on the boat and went over, all right, and had a pirate flag and everything on it, right? There's a picture of whoever done the ceremony holding a picture of Jack Sparrow. So that's where I was like, Johnny Depp.
Oh my
God. and she made him a rum cake for
fuck off.
Yeah. So
no.
He's in a movie.
Yeah.
Well, this is what she used as the picture. So she's in pictures with like Jack Sparrow on her wedding day.
No, that doesn't sound great. Now,
who hurt these people?
Yeah,
seriously.
To get to that point.
Like who hurt these people? They were like, fuck.
What the fuck had they taken in their lifetime to rearrange their brain chemicals as well?
Trauma. Like,
traumas, yeah.
Women have been fucked over so much that they've gone to the lengths to be in relationships with fucking ghosts. I don't know, maybe they're doing something right.
Maybe.
They seem happy.
Maybe we're the ones that are fucking missing out. Like,
maybe.
As long as they're happy, like, and
maybe.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any stories like that.
Right, we'll get to our follower stories, right, Danni? Have you got any good ones?
My granddad passed and left me his house. Renovating his house right now and creepy shit happens all the time. The TV will turn off, the kettle will switch on and off, the lights flicker, the doors open, footsteps at night, feeling a presence a lot, and a lot of friends won't visit because they're too freaked out. I always have had vivid dreams. One that sticks out to me most was when I first moved into my granddad's house. I had a dream I was in the house in a crowd of people. A really eerie feeling. I seen my granddad in the crowd and tried to follow him. I chased and he ran, and I was going through the crowd and everybody was looking at me really weird. I tried to reach out to my granddad, but as soon as I went to touch him, I instantly got pulled backwards and I woke in my bed. The door slammed. I ended up having to go to someone because it freaked me out so much. And they said if I'd have made contact, I would have been trapped on the other side.
Right, okay. Who said if they had made contact to be trapped on the other side? Because I've had dreams about dead people before, and I've hugged them and stuff. Maybe I am trapped on the other side.
Yeah, maybe.
Is this even fucking real?
Oh my God, is it?
Maybe I am dreaming.
Maybe.
I had a dream.
I just got a really weird feeling over me there. I'm like,
Did
what
you?
if I just fucking woke up now?
Imagine, and you didn't even know who I was.
No.
I actually seen a TikTok, right, where a woman said that she was trapped in a dream for 40 years.
What?
Yeah, on TikTok right now.
Yeah, TikTok.
Do you know what I mean?
Take it with a pinch of salt.
She's a medium. She was trapped in a dream for 40 years. She had children in her dream. She got married to a man in her dream. And she was very aware that she was stuck in this dream, but she couldn't wake up or whatever. And then she said she woke up one day, but it was the next day. Like, she didn't lose any years, but she said she lived 40 years in her dream.
Do you believe in parallel universes?
I do.
I do as well.
Yeah.
So like, to me, that sounds like I fully believe in parallel universe, and I feel like we're all living different lives in different parts of the universe. There's absolutely no way on this God green earth with the side of the universe.
But you see, I believe that because there's science that can back it up, explanations and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But then again,
to me, like, that sounds like she ended up entering some parallel universe, lived out her life in the parallel universe, and then got dragged back to because there's a lot of people say that we're stuck in the 3D, but there's a 5D dimension out there where you can tap into it. But anyone that seems to have tapped into it or tried to talk about it, they're classed as schizophrenic or something like that.
Yeah, I get you.
So like, I definitely believe, like, do you believe in aliens and stuff?
Oh, I really believe in aliens. Yeah. Really believe. If there's another me out there in the universe,
get a grip.
No. Are you okay? I hope you're okay, because it's not doing so great over here. So I hope you're living a better life wherever you are.
Happy. Imagine you were straight in a parallel.
Ew.
Never know.
Probably dead.
Probably dead. Probably died a long time ago.
Yeah.
Don't know how I'm still alive now, to be honest. Really don't. But anyway, that's what I was going to say. 2 days before my mom died, I had a really, really vivid dream. And now I never remember my dreams.
Yeah.
Had a really vivid dream that I was walking down this street and there were tall buildings beside me. But as I came down to the end of the street, all the buildings kind of just cleared and there was the ocean in front. And my mom was across the road in her leather jacket and in her little jeans and her blue boots. And she was walking down the steps towards the ocean, and the whole dream was orange, like it was at sunrise or sunset.
Which is very hard.
Yeah, and she just turned around to me and just waved. So,
like, I feel like that was her saying goodbye. Like,
yeah. So that was.
I got shivers there.
Yeah. Thanks for dying, Ma. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
0 out of 10 on TripAdvisor.
Yeah. Right. Okay. My go.
Go on.
My grandma passed away. Grandma.
Must be American, maybe.
My grandma passed away before I was born. I was 9 when I woke up to a lady I hadn't seen before, smiling and waving at the end of my bed. I felt safe and went back to sleep. I woke up again describing everything to my mother and got shown a picture of grandma. It was her.
Oh my God.
That's really weird.
That is weird.
It's really weird. Why are they all waving? You know? That's like, why?
You're safe.
Come on, ghosts. Like,
I ain't gonna get you.
Yeah, say something to us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We don't want you to
wave.
wave.
Do you think they can communicate though? Do you know what I mean? So I believe in the whole energy, and I believe the energy can take a form, because when you see people talk about seeing people, they say they see the outline and they see them, but they're almost see-through, so they're not full. So do you think that maybe the energy can take the form of the previous body to kind of let people know that, okay, well, this is me? Because then once they cop or they see the person, it instantly disappears. Like,
I don't know.
Reckon like that this entity can take form of?
Well, there's people out there having sex with ghosts, so
yeah,
you tell me.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't really know the answer to my own question.
I don't know. But what like,
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Why are we even doing this fucking episode? What are we
I'm not
shiting
going to
on
fucking
about?
sleep tonight. I'm going to go home now because Hunter's at his dad's for a weekend and Lexi's with me tonight. So I'd be like, Lexi, will you please sleep in the bed with me tonight?
I love scary stuff. I love horror
I
movies.
can't watch horrors. I love thrillers and I don't mind gory stuff and I don't mind jumpy stuff, but anything to do with spirits and nothing like that, I shit myself. But I think it's because I fully believe in that type of thing.
No, I
like,
don't. I'm scared of everyday things in life. Yeah. But I'm not scared of ghosts and spirits.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I am now.
I'm afraid of people, real people.
You know, people are worse.
Do you know?
Yeah.
What else you got for me?
Got one in. Libby warned me not to say that before I went on. Every Christmas morning, I get a phone call from the place I used to work at, but on Christmas morning, the place is closed. It's a pub restaurant. I've looked at CCTV footage on different Christmases to see, and nobody has been in and out of the place. That's fucking weird, isn't it?
That's weird. That's Santa.
You've been a very bad boy.
That's Santa just checking in on you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Has to be Santa.
Or
Who does it?
Jesus.
On Christmas Day?
It could be Jesus.
Could be Jesus
Could
either.
be Jesus. Be like, lad, just let you know the place is safe. You don't need to worry
Yeah.
about it. Enjoy your Christmas.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's
Jesus
all
or
good.
Santa?
Jesus or Santa. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
Could be one or the other.
All right. I heard something scratching at my bedroom door one night. When I checked, there was nothing there. This went on for some time. So I slept in the spare room at the other end of the house so I could sleep. A few minutes later, the scratching started at the door again. I was petrified. Don't know what it is.
Oh, that's weird. Like what would you... Instantly your mind goes to something that's bad. Like,
Yeah.
So like you'd be frozen in fear.
Yeah. Now, if that was me, I'd be like, oh, it's just a rat. Just a mouse. He's have to follow me down to the... He's have to follow me down to the spare room. Like, he just loves my scent or whatever. He loves my scent.
Mad to get in
But
ride
that's-
me.
Like, that's where my brain automatically
Yeah.
goes. I was just a rat.
Oh no, if I hear noises or anything at night, like I would instantly go to be like, there's some sort of fucking ghost or something in the house.
Yeah.
Like, instantly.
No, I'm a big chicken, right? I'm like a real scaredy cat. But there's been times where I've been woken up in the middle of the night and heard something outside. I'm the first person to get out of bed and go out and fucking kill whoever's in the house.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'd freeze in fear. Like,
And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm actually really brave.
Yeah.
I remember my house got broken into once and I came home from work and the door was ajar and I could see through the window the place was a mess. I instantly ran in. Like, to fucking
bait the head off
someone. And then when I got in there, I rang the police and the police were like, he's still in the house. And they were like, he shouldn't have went in. And I was like, why? And they were like, because someone could have killed you or whatever. And
I was going to beat some
I was
bitches
like,
down.
I was going to kill them. They had to be afraid of me. Like,
I'd have been the one pulled away in the paddy wagon, not them.
you know who I am?
See, you know, fucking O'Brien.
They know, fucking over. Right, give
Did
me another
anything freak? I remember that I lived in this farmhouse, right? And it was a really old farmhouse. And after 6 months, I had to move out because it was too creepy, right?
Yeah.
But I remember there was always noises and stuff. But like I used to always get a really weird feeling in there. But it felt like almost like a child, like playful kind of energy.
Yeah.
And I remember my ex at the time, he was in the house by himself and he heard this noise in the hall. And then when he walked into the hall, now he would be very skeptic. He wouldn't really believe. So for him to tell me this and be freaked out, I was like, what the fuck? Like, and he walked into the hall and in the hall, the stairs just went straight up to the bedrooms upstairs. And he said there was this huge ball of light. And he said it travelled. He said I was directly looking at it. And he said it travelled from the bottom of the stairs right all the way to the top. And when it got to the top, it went into the bedroom. So he went up the stairs and it was gone when he went up there.
Okay.
So for him to say that, because he wouldn't believe in any of that at all. And he was like, it was like an orb.
Yeah.
But he said it was huge, like, and it was really bright. And he was like, saying that he was almost stunned. He didn't know how to react, like he just froze in time.
Yeah.
Because he's skeptic of it, he didn't know how to process it at all.
Yeah.
And he said it just went up to the top of the stairs and then just disappeared after it went into the bedroom.
Okay, you want to know where my logical brain goes? Right. Number one, it was either aliens. Right? Or number two, have you ever heard of lightning bolts?
No.
Yeah, so there's these thing called lightning bolts. Look them up. They're very freaky and they're very rare, but they do happen. Right?
Oh.
So it's when it's very humid outside and it's raining, right? And there might not be thunder and lightning happening, but there is lightning that's generated kind of from the ground and they form into a ball and they follow energy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's very, like, you could, if you
It's
touched
a phenomenon kind of.
yeah, but if you touched it now, you'd get electrocuted or whatever, like, but
But a load of other things happened in that house because we used to go, so there was like a porch. It was a real old school farmhouse. So there was like a porch, and in the porch there was 2 leather armchairs.
Yeah.
And like every night before I go to bed, when it started happening, I made sure, because when the first time it started happening, I was like, it must have been Lexi, because Lexi would have been young or whatever.
Yeah.
And Lexi as well, when we stayed in the house, Lexi couldn't sleep at all.
Really?
Like she was in the room opposite us, and we had to put her downstairs because she was petrified.
Yeah.
Petrified. But anyway, like nearly every single morning, I'd get up, and the armchairs, right? So the hall was here, but it was a real long hallway.
Yeah.
And every morning I got up, the leather chairs would be at the other end of the house. They'd be moved, and there'd be one here and one here in the hallway. The first time it happened, I was like, Lexi must have been playing, but like I was awake before her, and then I went to bed after her. So I was like, maybe Lexi was sleepwalking or whatever, or one of us was.
You want to be very fucking strong.
But it kept, like, no, they were light armchairs,
right.
and kind of, you know, you'd easily moved them, right? But it kept happening, and I kept like going to bed. I'd be like, right, I need to keep an eye on this. I thought maybe I'd moved him in my sleep or something, and it just kept happening and happening. And in the end, I was like, we're going to have to get out of here. I was like, it's freaking me out too much. And I always felt really uneasy in the house, always. But it gave me more kind of like childlike. And then there was another lad that I knew that lived in the house before me. And he said the exact same things used to happen when he was there as well.
Do you know what that was, right?
Here we go.
That was,
aliens.
No, that was some ghost going, what the fuck have they done with this place? I lived here for fucking years.
It was a real old house,
Yeah.
like
the place is perfect, and they have the chairs here. Why would they put the chairs there? And
anytime we used to light the fire as well, Alexi's bedroom used to fill with smoke.
Yeah.
So we had to put
the
her
ghost didn't like
downstairs
children either.
Clearly
she
not.
wanted the
Trying to
furniture where
smoke
she
it
wanted
out.
the furniture. She wanted to fucking smoke the kid out of the house.
But I always felt like it was like a real playful childlike energy, because it was like they were messing with me.
Yeah.
But never made them, like after a while I wasn't scared anymore, but I still had to get out of it because Lexi just couldn't settle in that house at all.
Now you see, right, adult ghosts I can deal with, but children ghosts,
anything to do with kids is creepy as fuck.
Real
like,
kids are scary.
Yeah.
I'm scared of real kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got this one in. So when I was a teenager, I woke up one night, sat bolt upright, and there was a lad hovering at the end of the bed just off to the side. We stared at each other for what seemed like forever, and then he just disappeared down through the floor. I wasn't scared, I just lay back down and fell asleep. Said it to my ma the next morning, and she just dismissed it. Fast forward a week, and the local priest is having dinner in the house and just happens to do a blessing. We'd never had a priest in the house before that or after. Also, I've sensed and smelt my granddad near me sometimes. So obviously the mother was like...
Yeah, the mother panicked.
Yeah, and she was just like, I'm going to get a fucking priest in here. Or the mother knows something that the son
obviously
doesn't.
she'd, with the son or daughter, because the son was it?
Yeah.
Obviously, like, as mother mode would kick in, and she kind of wouldn't entertain that idea, because obviously he would have been freaked out talking about it. So that's probably why she dismissed it. Because I know if my kids came to me and said something, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's a ghost. I'd be like, don't worry about it. You know, I would
you get a priest?
But I don't know, because I feel like the priest would bring in fucking more bad energy than what the ghost would, to be honest.
Oh, you'd have to get the kids out of the house first before the priest comes in. And then
all the boys away.
Yeah. All these things happen though when people are in bed or asleep. So to me, it's just like
maladaptive dreaming or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
or do you know, like
sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've had sleep paralysis loads of times where I've woken up and like not been able to move, and like your eyes would kind of see things or whatever. But it never freaks me out because I'm just like, oh, I'm just having sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
I'll come out of it in a minute. Do you know what I mean?
Do you believe in the banshee?
No, but that reminds me. A friend of mine from school said, right, that when her dad was younger, right, he was walking through this street in Bray.
Okay.
And he heard a scream, right? And he didn't know where it was coming from, but he followed the scream because it kept happening. And he said there was a woman in the middle of the road hunched over and she looked terrified. But he kept walking towards her. But when he walked past the car, she wasn't there in the middle of the road anymore, right? What? So that was that. He just went off home and not bothered to himself. The next day, his friend called over to his house, and when he answered the door, his friend goes, what the fuck happened to you?
What?
My friend's dad's hair went grey overnight. And his friend was like, did you dye your hair? Like, what the fuck did you do? And he was like, looked in the mirror and his whole head was grey.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it has been grey ever since.
That's fucking weird. Now, there's no explanation for that.
Yeah, there is. So,
okay, here we go.
I remember when she told me this, I was like, has to be an explanation for this, whatever. Yeah. So I Googled a couple of things. If your body goes through extreme fright or trauma, that your hair can go instantly grey from the fright. So it's a chemical reaction that happens in the body.
Oh, so the hair loses complete pigment.
Yeah, from like fright. Very rare, but it can happen.
That's mad.
Yeah.
You were a little encyclopedia. Like, you've absolutely no common sense, but you've loads of knowledge.
I've no common sense. I'll tell you the most strangest facts in the world. I fucking love watching documentaries.
Yeah.
And if something is told to me, I'm like, and I'll Google it and I'll do some research on it. And useless information sticks with me all the time.
But that's interesting information though.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, that's not just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool. Hang on now. I worked as a barman a few years ago and often had late night closing. We often experienced glasses flying off the shelves behind the bar or the doors closing on their own. One night we finished, myself and 3 colleagues had a drink after everyone was gone. So as we were drinking, we all seen a man clear as day looking through the bar doors. The front door was locked and there was absolutely no one in the building but us. I ran out to make sure nothing was going on and to check, and by the time I moved 20 foot max, the person was completely gone, so I quit.
Quit?
That would freak me the fuck out as well.
Yeah, that is freaky.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you can explain it to a point where you're like, oh, it was just a person, but as you're walking towards them and they just disappear in thin air, like, how the fuck?
It was a leprechaun. Throwing all the glasses off the thing. They're little bastards.
They are little Irish bastards. Like,
do you ever see that video actually going around? Remember, it was in Benedict's nightclub.
No.
And there was a video. What was that?
It wasn't. It was a picture, and there was a picture of a group of friends. I actually had it on my phone for years after, because I used to love telling the story. But there was a picture of this group of friends, and in the middle of the group of friends, there was this woman with her arm around, but the woman was almost you could tell it was a woman, and you could see her, but she was almost translucent.
Yeah.
And when they got the photo back, they were like, who the fuck is that? Because there was nobody there.
Yeah.
When we took that
photo. Was this like a phone photo? Or like
I think so, yeah.
Camera photo?
Yeah.
I think it's weird.
Isn't it? I remember that, because there was fucking a load of people. That went like viral. Yeah. It was even before the internet, and it still went fucking viral on the internet.
But that could have been a play on light or anything.
No, this was she was dressed in nightclub clothes and stuff like that now, but Benedict's is fucking, it wasn't, it was the castle.
It was a stylish ghost,
was the castle, it wasn't Benedict's.
Oh, it was the castle. Yeah. Oh, do you remember the castle?
Oh, stop.
Why did
that was freaky as fuck though, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was a weird place to go out.
Yeah. Stylish ghost though.
Stylish ghost, yeah. She was dressed up, but like she was real pale, but almost translucent.
Yeah. So looking for a man, for him to fall in love with, have spiritual sex and all. Fair play to her.
You have to do missionary though.
Yeah, you have to missionary.
Yeah, you can't go on top of a ghost now.
No, and you can't
touch just right in the bed, like, you know.
Yeah. Or you kill the ghost again.
Right, go on.
I remember when my brother passed, I was kind of dozing off, but I swear I seen my brother who passed come into my room and whisper something in my ear, but it was like I couldn't hear him. To this day, I still feel it was real. It was like he was 3D, very hard to explain. Same happened to my mum weeks later.
That's mad.
Yeah.
I feel like I do believe in stuff like that, and I feel a lot of people cling on to it for reassurance and stuff as well.
Yeah,
and
like a comfort thing.
Yeah, it is a comfort thing. So if somebody says, like, well, I do believe it anyway, but like if somebody says that, I'll always be like, yeah, definitely, because it does give them some sort of peace. Like, and when you're in times like that, you do like to cling on to these little glimmers of
little things. Like, but the mind is a funny place though when you go through traumatic stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Your mind can, like, if you believe something, then your mind will go there. Do you know 100%. What I mean? But like, I even can't explain. So when my ma died, right? Yeah. I've always said to my ma, if she ever died, I've always said to me that, don't come back and haunt me, because I fucking hate that. Like, right? I would. So nothing's happened to me, but something has happened to my dad and my brother, right? So at the top of the stairs in my mum and dad's house, there's an old trunk, right? When you sit on it, it makes a kind of creaking noise, right? It's a very specific noise. You'd know someone was sitting on it, right? And when my mum got really sick and she found it hard walking up the stairs to go to the toilet, she'd always sit on the trunk first before
catch her breath,
and then to walk into the toilet, right? So a few days after Mum died, my brother was staying in his bedroom and the trunk is outside in the hall, and Justin said the next morning, Dad, what were you doing walking up and down the hall last night and going into the toilet? And my dad goes, I didn't get up last night at all. And he goes, yeah, you did. I heard you going into the toilet and then coming out and sitting on the trunk. Yeah. And Dad goes, no, that wasn't me. So Justin was like, I feel like that was Mum. Yeah. Sitting on the trunk, like.
Didn't you tell me a story as well about your dad, that your mum had never farted in front of your dad before? I
forgot about that altogether.
So funny. Your dad was in the bed and he heard this unmerciful fart or something, wasn't it? And he was like, for fuck's sake, Sandra.
So again, when my dad told me that story, I was like, you were obviously sleeping. You were farting in your own fucking sleep and blamed it on me ma.
Poor ma, like,
even she's not even here.
No peace in her own fucking bed, like.
But other things have happened as well. When my ma passed in the bed, my dad was playing Spotify on his phone because my mum and dad love to listen to music, right? It was in the middle of a song, right? And my ma died. She took her last breath. The Spotify song stopped completely and it started playing a different song. Eric Clapton, You Look Wonderful Tonight, one of my dad's favourite songs. And my dad said he didn't.
Like, I've shivers.
Yeah.
Like,
my dad said
you can't explain that.
How do you explain that?
You can't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
my
dad
said like he just looked at the phone and then looked at everyone else who was there. I wasn't there, and
realised she was gone. Like as well.
And
that's
like
fucked up.
Yeah. So I don't know. My mum was
sure,
terrible.
even at the funeral, and I remember when one of the songs came on or something, and the lights over all of us on this side, you were over, and they started flickering and all.
That was just
me and Annabelle just looked at each other and we were like, "What the?"
That was the sun during my ma's cremation. The sun came in as if she wasn't going to be hot enough. The sun came in through the fucking windows and the whole room was glowing orange. Yeah. But that was just the sun, Danny.
I know, but like some things are not just.
But then as well, my ma's crystals on top of the mantelpiece.
Oh yeah.
Dad was sitting there one night and one
these
of the crystals
have never been moved. Yeah. Like they've never been moved.
Flew off the top of the mantelpiece and landed like over the other side of the thing. Didn't just fall off.
Yeah.
It just
went
flew.
Flying.
Went flying. So I don't know. Maybe my ma is around.
I think she is.
Ma, if you're here, give us a sign. Hello.
Imagine something fucking happened there. Oh my God, I'd like it.
I know.
That'd be the end of the podcast. Yeah. I'd be like, see ya.
We'll watch back the footage now and a ghost of me ma.
Oh, stop.
Like this in the background. Wave. They're always waving.
I used to be followed by a spirit in black rags. Only saw 3 times ever when I was a kid, but that was 20 years back. Oh, and a broken peg flew off a high shelf one time and scared the crap out of me and my brother. Imagine seeing like somebody in black rags following you.
Yeah.
That's fucking freaky. Like that
is freaky.
Yeah.
That freaked me the fuck
fucking
out.
Dementors.
Yeah.
Hagrid's coming now to bring you away.
But then it's
you're like, a wizard.
As you were saying earlier, people who suffer with schizophrenia and stuff, they see things like this.
There was somebody that wrote in about that as well.
Yeah, they see like dark figures all the time and stuff.
Yeah, but you wonder, right? Is it real? Like, obviously, it is schizophrenia and all. Yeah. But do you read because, like I said earlier on, people that have been able to go into the 3D or the 5D realm or whatever it is, they get classed as schizophrenic and they hear all these voices and stuff because it's inexplainable. But do you reckon they can see things that we can't?
Yeah.
It's not real at all, and maybe that's what they just use for
schizophrenic.
Yeah, maybe. Me and Jade were only talking about this the other day. So it's like people with schizophrenia, they all have very similar visions.
And do you ever see when they were years ago when they used to lock people up with schizophrenia and all and put them into these homes and stuff, and they used to all be asked to draw pictures and stuff,
and they'd all draw the same things.
Exact same fucking photo. Like,
so what if like they are closer to one of the other dimensions than we are?
Yeah.
And they're not actually like they're not actually sick or ill. They just have this
just
extra
more aware,
superpower. More aware.
Because like there's a lot of part of our brains that have been untapped into. Yeah. Right. So we only use certain amounts of and
10%.
only so there's 90% of our brain that hasn't been it's been studied but not really tapped into properly.
Yeah.
So maybe they're using more brain than what we are.
Do you ever try use telekinesis?
What's that?
So when you make things move?
No.
I do that all the time. This is how
work?
mental I am. No. Are you crazy? But
thank you.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, do you know, if you like concentrate enough and you're like willing something to move and you believe it's going to move, I find myself staring at things just to see if I can move it.
When I was younger now, I used to do things like that, all right, but that was like I fully believed in magic and all back then.
No,
like,
I still do.
Do you believe in magic?
No,
I
don't believe in magic. Like as in what kind of magic?
Just as in, I don't know, just magic in general.
No. I've tried to magic my fucking vibrator to work when the battery ran out and it never worked, so.
Yeah, well, obviously magic isn't real then.
No.
Right.
There's nothing scarier than when your batteries run out in the middle
and
of
you can
fucking
you can feel it start, like you don't really get a warning, like you get used to the lower vibration, but then it's just like a fucking tractor to start and you're like, no!
It happened to me not so long ago, right? And I had 3 vibrators in the house, right? And my favourite one went. Like, just as I was like, you fucking bastard.
Do you remember, actually, did you ever look for that little, I was doing washing one day, right? And pulled all the clothes out of the washing machine, and this little vibrating bullet fell out. I was like, that's not fucking mine, right? So instantly, like, I have a 15-year-old daughter who, like, I was like,
blaming her.
Not that I was blaming her, but I was like, it has to be hers. Like, so I sent a picture to Zena, and I was like, look what I just came out of my washing machine. Zena goes, that's mine.
Because I was looking for it, Danny, and I was like, where the fuck is that little bullet gone? Right? And Danny sends me this picture, and she goes, look what I found. I went, that's fucking mine.
I thought she was messing. Didn't I? I made you swear. I was like that.
I swear.
Yeah, and you were like, because we had got back from holidays. Yeah. So it must have been wrapped up from the bedroom. Not that we used it. It had to have been. But like, I still don't understand, because my bag was in the corner, and it wasn't in a load of any of my holiday clothes.
It had to have just fallen in to your bag unaware. It had to, because there has to be an explanation, because I never brought a vibrator to your house for anything, right? So the only explanation is that it fell into your bags when you were packing.
That's mad.
Fell off the shelf.
We were like, what the fuck?
I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
Did it work after?
I don't know. I don't even know where I put it, because I kept it to ask Lexi, put it away, saved to be like, to Lexi, be like, what's this?
Poor Lexi. Would you do that to Lexi?
I would give her a grueler.
Poor Lexi.
Is it your go or my go? I think it's my go, is it?
You go ahead anyway.
I was dreaming of my nana's garden like a couple of months after she passed away. I woke up and she was standing at the end of my bed, started talking and told me not to be sad, that she's happy and that she has the most beautiful garden on the other side. Kids can see those on the other side, by the way. That's a lot of people say that the kids can see. I remember when I had Hunter, Hunter's dad's mother passed away before me and him got together. Yeah. And Hunter used to always like look up at the wall and stuff, and he'd be pissing himself. I mean, as a baby, like, and he'd be pissing, and his eyes would be following something. Yeah. And he'd always be laughing. So we always say like it was Steve's mom, like that. Who that was, like, and he was laughing with her and stuff.
Oh God, no.
So we fully believed that, like, but they say kids can see it, and I think that's why Lexi never settled in that house, because she was so freaked out. Like,
do you believe in reincarnation?
I do.
I would believe in reincarnation more than there's a heaven or hell or anything like that, right? But my cousin, when she was a kid, she used to say to Mom, my name isn't Shauna. My name is John. My name is John, and you're not my mammy. And she said this for 2 weeks. And my auntie was like asking her different questions, and she'd say, oh, she lived here, she lived there, and she'd describe this other life. But then after 2 weeks, she stopped, and she completely just forgot about who John was.
That's mad. Did you ever see that story about the toddler as well, who he kept telling his parents about his past life? Yeah. Right. And so he was able to tell them, this was a toddler, like, and he was able to tell them exactly where he was from and blah, 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 and all about his life and stuff. So they were like, they were really looking into it and stuff. And they ended up traveling to wherever the boy said his previous life was. And when they went there, they did a bit of digging and they found the person that he was talking about, his name. The boy was able to tell like loads of stories from his past and stuff.
Yeah,
and
how do you explain that?
It all correlated like with what the little boy was saying. It's mad.
How do you
like
explain
you
that?
Can't.
Right, think
it's
about
lightning.
this, right? It was lightning.
It's a lightning ball.
The child's a fucking nut job.
Yeah.
Right, if you think about it, right, if you do believe in reincarnation, your past body is buried somewhere on this earth.
But even if you think about it, any animal or living being is on this earth. Yeah. Like, if you think how long it goes back to like the dinosaurs and animals and stuff, every single bone of anything that have ever walked this earth is on this earth. Yeah. Like, that's mad.
I want to find a Jurassic dinosaur bone. Yeah, I would love that. I would love to go like hunting and stuff. Yeah, a Jurassic bone.
A Jurassic bone.
Yeah. Right. Years ago, when I was younger, living at mum and dad's, I had been out to a rave with some friends a few days prior. You're on drugs now. Before I go any further with this, right?
She already has the explanation.
You're coming down off the MDMA. So this could definitely be a figment of my imagination on a come down. Oh! I should really read these before. Yeah. But either way, it scared the life out of me. I had a mirror in front of my bed, but slightly to the side. And in the middle of the night, I woke up to a swooshing sound. I sat up and there was a horrible looking figure in the mirror staring straight at me. And oh my God, I still see it now. It was awful. I didn't move around, just stood as if it was looking in the mirror, but from the other side.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was definitely the drugs.
They say that mirrors are a portal though as well. Don't they say like to not have mirrors
in your bedroom
and facing your bed? So I've like like consciously would never have my mirror facing my bed or anything like that because I would be afraid.
I'm surprised you don't have a mirror on your ceiling.
I'm surprised I don't either, but sure, it's all rental, so I can't
imagine saying to the lads, I can't, the ghost's coming through.
Hang on, move out of the way.
Yeah.
The real daddy's coming now to play.
The 300-year-old pirates here, move over.
Captain Jack Sparrow. But yeah, no. When I was 14, my granduncle died, and 2 nights after I woke up and he was standing at the bedroom door with his stick and his hat and his coat that he used to always wear and just walk past. When I got up the following morning, his stick was at the side of my bed. Never slept with my door open again. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, replace stick with dick. Oh my God. Imagine waking up to your granddad holding his dick in his hand.
No, but like he disappeared, but when she woke up, his stick was still there at the side of the bed.
Of course he disappeared. He was a perv. He got out of there before the police were called.
Like, fuck, I've been caught.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I apologise.
Oh, somebody wrote in, goes, come on girls, ghosts aren't real. It's all fucking bullshit, surely.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I do believe like not in the like the way they're portrayed, but I do believe like that, like when you pass that you do hang around and stuff. And I don't believe in heaven and hell, right? But you ever hear those near death experiences where your conscience creates your own heaven? So anybody that has had a near death experience, they've all had similar experiences, and then they get moved on to their version of heaven. So like people that are Christian and stuff, and they believe in Jesus and stuff, they say that they've met Jesus, you know, before they came back, and that their heaven was ideally what they wanted. And then there was people that don't believe in any of that, and their heaven was just like beautiful meadows and everything was just real peaceful. So they say that you as a person or subconsciously create whatever little world that you're going into afterwards. I don't believe in heaven and hell, but I do believe you create your own peace.
Maybe based off how your mentality is.
Yeah, and your own idea of heaven.
Yeah, I get that, right? And then, so, you know, DMT.
Yes.
So when you die, DMT is released into your brain, right? And it can like cause you to see like other dimensions.
Yeah, they say
and
that
other
your brain says alive for 7 minutes after you pass.
Yeah. So that 7 minutes can feel like a lifetime to someone who died. So what I think is happening when you die, the DMT is released, and your brain just makes up something to try and keep you peaceful
while your body's going.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So that's what I think.
Yeah.
But right, what would be your idea of heaven? What's your heaven?
Just peace, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I've had, not that I've had a rough life, but I've struggled. Like I've had a lot of traumatic things and stuff, and I'd love to I don't care, like somewhere, the beach, I love the beach, I love anything to do with water, and I've always felt really peaceful there. So like my idea would be surrounded by my loved ones, a few cans on the beach with a campfire, and just not actually feel worry about anything. Yeah. Because I just worry about a lot of things, and I'm quite anxious, and I never was, but the last 2 years I've been terrible with anxiety. Yeah. So just a relief. A relief. Yeah.
My idea of heaven would be on the beach again, sunrise, with me ma searching for like rocks and crystals. Yeah. Or
here we go, dinosaurs.
A session where I can take whatever fucking drugs
no repercussions
that I want, because I'm not going to die, so I'm going to try every drug under the sun. Imagine that. What? That would be fucking right out of heaven. Sesh for life. Sesh for eternity.
Life. No come down. No
hangovers. No nothing. Give me that heroin there. Go on. Let me try that there.
Oh, stop.
Right. Is your go, is it?
No, it's your go. Sorry.
My sister, cousin, and myself out for a walk around Glenbryan. We were behind the church in the graveyard attached to it, and we seen a pale white figure at the other side of the grounds moving away from us. It then passed behind the headstone and was gone. We all seen it, but we have no clue what it was.
See, it's mad that they all seen that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was someone with a vape behind a headstone. It was the local homeless man in Glenbryan trying to have a vape in peace. Or was Jade's pale white ass running across the graveyard?
Like Slender Man.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's a ghost. No, it's just Jade.
She is so pale. She's almost translucent. God bless her. 6 a.m. every morning, I'd wake up to what sounded like a horse galloping around the house outside. Like it would be clear sound of hooves on the concrete outside my window. And then the sound would just faint until it came back around the house again. Or maybe it was just the parents having the ride upstairs and it was the headboard.
Maybe. That's a more logical
It's
explanation.
either ghosts, like galloping, like horse ghosts, but like the logical explanation, but 6 a.m. explanation.
6 a.m.
What is
That's
wrong?
better than fucking morning sex.
I know, yeah. But
Love
they'd have to
morning
do it
sex.
before the kids woke up. Yeah, so there probably was them riding, to be fair.
When I was a kid, I swear to God, I heard Santi outside my house flying over my roof. I'm not messing. And to this day, I still swear, I don't know what it was, right? But I heard, do you know, like the bells on the reindeers?
Yeah.
They're going, ching, ching, ching,
Yeah.
ching. I heard that getting closer and closer and closer to the house and then fly over the house. And I was fucking terrified. Terrified. I didn't want to look out the window in case Santi was there.
Oh my God,
staring
imagine.
me back in the fucking face. But to this day, I don't, I always say
can't
it.
explain it,
Yeah,
like,
and
yeah.
I remember saying it to my man and dad the next day and all. They were like, you're mad.
I think every child at one point in their life were like, I seen Sandy last night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You just kind of got creators like,
Oh, Santi's real.
yeah, 100%.
You're at 23.
Yeah. At my ex's girlfriend's
Oh, okay, go on.
At my ex's is that it? Robin?
No, I wasn't Robin, but
Oh,
It's me ma.
Yeah.
Me ma just visited the sign.
it's a sign.
that's the sign you were asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a bit fucking late, ma.
Yeah, fuck's
Well, we
sake.
were
like,
past
out
that
the time.
conversation.
Take her away here, sure.
Yeah, she was the moment on a mission. At my ex's girlfriend's cottage, but we couldn't share a bedroom, so I took a pair of her underwear to sniff that night. I woke up with a wet dream about her hot auntie giving me the greatest blowjob. At breakfast, we found out her aunt died in a car accident hitting a moose. Also found out that they were her aunt's knickers.
Wait, did her aunt die that night?
Yeah.
That night?
Yeah.
He got a ghost blowjob from her auntie that died that night.
She was like, look, I've unfinished business. I've always fancied my fucking niece's fella.
Yeah.
And I'm dead now, so now's my chance to
gonna
fucking
suck
chow
him off.
down on Chinatown. Chinatown?
On Chinatown.
Chinatown. With the Glock 6000. And then off she went then. What the fuck? And the fact that it was her underwear as well.
Yeah, that's weird.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that is weird. Have you ever had a wet dream where you woke up and you were coming?
No, I've
I
never
have
finished in my
them.
dream. I always wake up just in the middle of the build up and then it's gone.
I have them all the time.
No,
all the
I'd
time.
love to.
Like, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, that's spooky. You are riding a ghost.
I must be riding a
You
ghost.
must be.
Because it happens to me all the time. I can barely come touching myself.
Yeah.
Let alone coming sporadically in my fucking sleep and
Yeah.
waking up and going, oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Well, it was fucking Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe.
Maybe I do have a ghost.
Maybe.
Well, don't stop, Danny.
Don't stop.
I can't believe that just came out. Did I actually just say that as a lesbian? Did I just call a ghost daddy? What is wrong with me? I'm seriously mentally ill. I need to go back on the drugs. To be honest.
I just got sick of my mouth a little bit there.
Yeah.
Zena O'Brien,
Yeah,
what's got
no,
into you?
I-
Jesus, this ghost, maybe you do have that kink. You're
don't
getting
know.
real fucking frisky.
I'm so horny right now, guys. I have to admit. Right.
Can't deny it any longer.
No. Okay, I'm sorry, where am I? Sorry, I'm thinking about sexy ghosts. The morning my sister had a car crash, I heard her name being called and thought she saw a glimpse of my nanny in the mirror while brushing her teeth. She kept losing her keys like a ridiculous amount of times that day. So she rang her partner who drives for a living and she said, please be careful driving today because I have a weird feeling something's going to happen. That night, she crashed her car. The car flipped and went on fire. She had to be cut out of the car and ended up in ICU, luckily to be alive and no bad injuries. But she said it was like a sign from my nanny, she reckons.
Oh my God, that 100%. I have shivers all over my body.
Her nanny was trying, don't get in that fucking car. She didn't listen.
Oh my God.
Imagine how frustrated the nanny was going
Thank
around hiding
God
the
that
keys.
she survived. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's scary.
They say if you sneeze before you leave the house, so you should wait a little while.
Okay, so Libby just said they say before you leave the house you shouldn't sneeze.
No, they say if you sneeze before you leave the house, that you should wait a bit
Or
longer.
if you burn your toast or something.
Yeah, the bone thirst. Bone. What is wrong with me today? Maybe I am on drugs. Jesus Christ, I can't even string a fucking sentence together.
So why
maybe there's
can't
a
you-
fucking ghost stick in my mouth.
Maybe. So why can't you burn your toast?
So the burnt toast theory is, right, you know, when you're in a rush or whatever and you burn your toast.
Right.
So you have to put fresh toast on. So they say that when you burn your toast, that's the universe distracting you from leaving the house at that specific time.
I get you.
Because there's like danger or there's something that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you have those few minutes again that you have to. So you're that few minutes later.
Yeah.
And they say that's what the burnt toast theory is.
Oh.
So
But
if
then,
you burn your toast, don't eat the burnt toast. Put an extra set of toast on.
who eats burnt toast?
Like
Put an
you.
extra set of toasters on. And then go into the bath and put it in the bath with you. Right?
The best bath bomb and the last bath bomb you'll ever have.
How to become
Maybe
a ghost.
that's what I need to fucking sell for bath bombs. Maybe just sell toasters.
Yeah, do.
Bath bombs for the mentally ill.
Bath bomb toasters. That's the quickest way to become a ghost.
Do we have a toaster bath bomb?
No, I do have a mold though. I need to fucking do it.
Right.
I think it's my
Fuck, I was going to say something funny. Was I? Probably not. Nurse here recently had a patient die on the night shift. Afterwards, I heard the staff calling, but they denied it. Then we were in with the body and the corridor lights kept switching on and off and the switches are far away. A sign fell off the door, then nothing. Feel like they were trying to make an exit.
I wouldn't like to work in a hospital where like patients would be dying and stuff like that. I remember I went and did the course to become a carer.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I wanted a job with a purpose, you know, and I love stuff like that. But then the thought of losing patients and stuff, I was like, I'm not emotionally stable enough for that.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't be able for that
I'm
either.
too soft for that.
Yeah.
And then the fact that I found out as well that you have to empty bags of hawker, I was like, nah, I'm out.
What's a hawker?
So phlegm. So when they can't get the phlegm up, they have it
yes,
and
yes,
it goes
yes.
into the bag. And
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'd worry more about that now than them dying. Fuck off. So I used to work in Loftus Hall as a tour guide. Knew the house inside out. We had a special effects in one room to make a part of the storytelling better. However, one day I was on tour and it was going smooth. We were all entering our last room. I was holding the door for people. And as the last two people entered, all three of us heard a horrific scream come from one of the other rooms. Sounded like a woman being pulled apart. All three of us froze. The scream lasted for about 3 seconds. Soon as it was over, I broke character and asked the other two, did they hear it, hoping they didn't. The closest woman to me looked at me and said, I really hoped I was the only one that heard that. I looked back and to the room where the special effects were and nothing was going off. I ushered them into the room and as soon as the tour was over, I began to investigate to find nothing. No one else heard the scream and to this day it's one of the most horrific screams I've ever heard. And that is only the tip of what happened at the famous Loftus Hall. Loftus Hall is a place in Wexford in Ireland where they say that the devil broke through the roof and it's one of the most haunted places in Ireland and even in the world, I think it's classed. But I remember I went there as a tour. Yeah. On a tour and I don't know why I fucking went because I don't like any of that stuff anyway. Yeah. But I remember we went into the room, which was the room where your one was in, where she saw the devil, and as soon as I walked in, I instantly went cold and they closed the door and it was kind of dark and I started having a panic attack and I could not catch my breath and I had this overwhelming feeling of like somebody was sitting on me. Really? Like that I couldn't breathe, like someone was sitting on my chest, but I was standing up and I ended up having to ask one of the people that worked there
to let you out,
to let me out because I couldn't be in there. I was bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, but you know, I think that was just a bit of a panic attack because you were
No,
afraid.
because I wasn't, because I was really enjoying the tour up to that, like because the house, like even the staircase and like the decor, I was really interested in it. So I was really nervous going into it, but once the tour started, I was like, I was fine and I was like made at ease and everybody was having a laugh and we were chatting. So like I wasn't hesitant going into this room at all. And I'll never forget it. I had to be escorted out of the room and it took ages for the panic attack to stop.
That's because you're a big drama queen though. I went on the tour as well and I did the same thing, but I wasn't scared or anything.
No, I did.
So I'm brave.
You're a brave big girl.
I'm not a drama queen.
You're not a drama. No, I did. I'll never forget it. But I would consider myself quite sensitive to energies and stuff like that. Like I know when other people's energies are off and I do feel these things and I always dream of these things or think of these things and they end up happening and stuff. Like, so I feel like I'm very intuitive in myself. Yeah. So like when things like that happen, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm not intuitive like that.
But I wouldn't like to, if I saw a scream now that'd haunt me. If I
saw a scream,
if I saw a scream, I'd be fucking hallucinogenic.
See that?
That scared the shit out of me.
Right. I've heard lots of stories about the Bridge Meadow estate in Enniscorthy.
Where's that?
Bridge Meadows. It's up the opposite end.
Okay.
All right. Too long to post here, but I'd be interested to know if anyone else has experienced similar things. Example, doors knocking, footsteps in the house, radios and kettles turning on, and even one person who was touched on the head while sleeping.
Oh. So like the whole estate is a collective? Like,
yeah, I heard that. It's supposed to be buried on an old...
burial ground. It's buried.
Or no, sorry.
It was buried.
It was buried.
On
Sorry.
an old burial ground.
I have dyslexia. I got words mixed up and all.
You're just thick.
But do you know when like the battles and all were happening in Scordy? Apparently it's buried. Fuck's sake! It's built
on
top
old
of
burial
where
ground.
a load of soldiers would have died and stuff and all. So
yeah. That's fucking weird.
We're crazy.
Yes, we are. Let's see what else I have. I saw this one on Reddit, right? Because the more stories that were coming in, I was like, this is fucking weird.
Right.
And the best place to go for weird stories is Reddit, right? But I didn't really have much time this morning. But I read this one, I was like, whoa. Something invited itself into my friend's home. I've told a story on another subreddit, but this is the one haunting experience that really freaked me out. When I was younger, I had a next door neighbour called Lexi, and she was my best friend. Our parents would go on trips on motorcycles with each other, and we would camp out in one of the houses until they came back. It was normal for us. We never had any paranormal events prior to this specific night. We were sitting in the bedroom talking and doing what we normally did, and we saw a bright light through the window, followed with the sound of motorcycles pulling into the gravel driveway. We instantly think, okay, our parents have forgot something, but before we could even get up to leave the bedroom, we heard a knock and a soft woman's voice saying, hello. The front door opened. This was a familiar sound because the door scraped against a hardwood flooring. We panicked thinking there was an intruder at this point because the woman didn't sound like our family. We have a very strong Texan accent. We scouted the house, scared out of our minds, just to find the front door wide open and no one in the driveway. Nobody was in the house. We finally felt better. We walked back into our bedroom, but before we went to enter, she collapsed on the floor and started sobbing. I didn't know what was happening. I was scared, and she told me something as tall as the door frame was standing in her parents' room. After our parents returned, her family continued to have paranormal activity in their house, and they ended up moving out.
Got the goosebumps on my hand.
That's fucking weird, man.
The what got me there is the tall thing.
Yeah, as high as the door frame.
Door.
But there's a lot of people that have had similar experiences, and they'd like blame it on like Slender Man and stuff like that. That they see like this extremely tall entity. Yeah. And like a lot of people have, like, when they describe it, everybody's have a similar thing.
Yeah. Have you ever watched the movie Slender Man?
No,
I won't watch anything. We need to have a horror thing. Danni hasn't watched any horror movie, so I'm going to put a list together of the best horror movies, and I'm going to make you watch the thing.
Lights Out is fucking scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's that?
Like, I love thrillers and I love jumpy films and I love gory stuff, but anything to do with any paranormal thing.
I love anything to do with ghosts, spirits, and aliens. Fucking love
you have to remember,
movies.
I live by my fucking self as well. Like, so, like, I panic.
Yeah.
I don't think my fucking 4-year-old and 15-year-old are any saviour to me, like, at that point.
Well, you could throw them at the ghosts and the aliens.
Very true.
And then that would give you a chance to run.
Very fucking true.
That would, like, you'd have enough.
Sorry, kids, your time has come. I'm out of here.
Oh, that's what I do anyway.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Fucking the kids at the ghosts. And
I get birth to you, that's as good as you're going to get.
Yeah. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Every man for themselves, run!
Like, Hunter's handy enough to pick up and fuck at someone, like, you know? Right, my dad was walking home one night in Enniscorthy. He had to walk past the old graveyard in the Dublin Road. This was before the street lights. Oh, he must be 100 years old. He said a little girl in a dress came out of the graveyard, skipped across the road and over the barriers and in behind the trees. When he got to the trees, there was nobody there. What's your dad doing following little girls into trees? Sounds a bit sketch to me now.
Yeah, that does sound a bit sketch.
I'm only joking.
No, but yeah, like, that goes back to the things where, like, I would be more freaked out seeing a ghost child or an entity of a child than I would of a grown person.
Yeah.
Like, they're up to no good. Did you ever see that picture? I can't remember what it was taken. I think it was taken in the castle in Enniscorthy as well. And there was a picture of a little girl in the window. But it was like, she was kind of see-through, but you could fully see what it was. But she had buttons for eyeballs. So years ago, there was a thing where they used to sew buttons, I think, onto the eyes of anybody that had passed away to keep. I don't know what it was, but it was very common years and years ago for buttons to be sewn onto the eyes of the deceased, and she was there and she had 2 buttons for eyes. Did you ever see that? I think it was the castle in Scotty as well.
No.
Maybe, yeah. It was very normal back then anyway, apparently.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, that was, and you could clearly see the buttons and all. It was fucking weird.
No, that's creepy.
I'm nearly sure that was the castle as well. A load of shit happened in that castle.
I may look that up.
Yeah.
Buttons for eyes.
Or was it the actual castle? She was looking out the window anyway. It was a little girl.
Yeah.
And she was just standing there with the curtains open, but she was fully formed, but a little bit translucent, if you know what I mean. And just had 2 buttons.
Do you know, she was like, I can't see a fucking thing. Can't see a fucking thing. What the hell is going on? I mean, I wasn't blind when I was alive, so what's going on here?
What are these puny little tiny holes that I meant to look out of? Like, fucking
she can't even look into a mirror to see what's going on.
No, God, love her.
My granddad and his uncle were going up to visit the aunt in St. Sennans years ago. My granddad is now 80 and he was a young man at the time. They were close enough, maybe 15 minutes away, cycling up, and they heard a massive scream and they jumped off the bikes because nobody else was around. Part 2. They couldn't see anybody or any houses on that road close enough, but when they got up there and walked in, staff told them that she had died 15 minutes ago. They reckon it was the banshee screaming. They fully believe it to this day.
Yeah. They say that when you hear it, but a lot of people are like, do you ever hear foxes fighting? Yeah. They scream like a high-pitched woman's.
Do you ever hear cows mating?
No.
Oh my God. Cows mating? It's the scariest noise you'll ever hear in your life. Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Like,
I was out camping
back
one
to
night.
Bestiality again.
No, they were having sex with each other.
While you watched? What were you doing?
No, I was out camping and I could hear these unmerciful screams. Like,
because they've quite a deep voice.
Yeah, it freaked the shit out of me now.
Deep voice, but they're
it freaked the shit out of me. Now, I was scared because I thought it was ghosts or anything, but I just didn't know. It was just creepy, like, do you know what I mean? But then the next day, the guy who owned the camping grounds, he was like, "Oh, that's just the cows mating. They make that noise." And I was like, "Jeez, could have fucking warned me beforehand."
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah. Do you ever hear tortoises?
Yeah,
having sex.
This is going on way too. This is going on way too long.
That's what I sound like when I'm coming. Lying in bed one night, woke up to my boyfriend because I was having a major panic attack. I couldn't breathe and I couldn't explain what came over me. 2 minutes later, my phone rang and my nana had just passed. I truly believe this was her saying goodbye.
Yeah. That's not a very nice way to say goodbye.
Bye, daughter. Here's a panic attack.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
You're welcome. Woo! My suffering has ended doesn't mean yours has
to. Your granny didn't love you. I'm so sorry. Look, if I've offended anybody in this podcast, I'm literally taking the piss.
Don't take us fucking seriously, please.
No, I'm delighted everyone writing in their ghost stories. Right. No?
Had a washing machine that was temperamental. Would randomly stop throughout a wash. One day put a good t-shirt in on its own. It went through a full wash and spin. It came out with a print of a face on it with a man with a pointy chin. Never had an issue with the washing machine again.
A haunted washing machine?
That's fucking weird. He must have been clean as a whistle.
Oh, Lord.
He must have been trying to clean all the sins that he had. I bet was a Hitler.
I bet you fucking sat on it.
You sat it. Well, pointy chin.
Pointy chin, yeah.
It's like men.
An out-of-control washing machine? I'm getting turned on.
Yeah.
A haunted washing machine.
A haunted washing machine.
That's one way to have sex with a ghost.
That is one way to have sex with a ghost.
Yeah.
Why am I just fucking repeating everything you're saying?
No, me too. So I really have good, strong eye contact right now. Ghosty washing machines.
Ghosty washing.
Where do I get one of them?
Put the chin inside.
Put the chin inside. I have no more ghost stories.
So I got this one in and it just brings it back. No ghost, but I'm bipolar and part of my hallucinations is seeing and hearing odd things. I regularly see my girlfriend's past gran come out with a ceiling. Real or hallucination, who knows, but it scares me shitless every time.
Fucking hell. I didn't know people with bipolar hallucinate.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. It's not common in bipolar. I actually only seen a video the other day on TikTok about side effects of bipolar and stuff, and a lot of them do have it. Not a lot of them, but it is one of the side effects of it.
Yeah. Where were you looking up side effects of bipolar? Do you think you have it?
I think I have everything under the sun, to be honest.
Yeah. Fair. I probably do as well.
Yeah. I think that's why we're getting on so well.
Because we're not right in the head.
Yeah.
Two of us are fucked up.
And I think all of our listeners are on the spectrum as well.
Probably.
They relate.
Yeah. Well, I have ADHD. I think ADHD people are classed as on the spectrum, are they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's
They are,
ignorant or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
I've always believed that I've had ADHD as well. I remember even when I was like a teenager and all, my mom, like when I think back and now that I've learned more about it, I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because like my mom used to put me in counselling and stuff and put me in anger management and all for these outbursts and all that I had.
Yeah.
And when I think back, I was like, that wasn't anything to do with anger management. It was because I couldn't regulate what was going on in my brain and I had these outbursts. Like,
same with me. I got diagnosed 2 years ago, right? ADHD and dyslexia. And they were testing me for autism as well. But I got really angry when it got confirmed that I had ADHD. I got really angry towards my mum and my dad and my teachers because I was like, how the fuck did no one know? Because I was terrible academically as a kid. I was always getting in trouble. I was always in detention and like I never got good grades and I couldn't focus. I never understood why all my friends were progressing and I wasn't. And I always felt stupid and never understood why I was in trouble all the time. And I used to it really affected me as a kid. Like, and then when I got diagnosed, I was like, how did no one or my teachers?
But I think a lot of our generation would have been like that as well. You know, I think back then you would have had to been crazy off the spectrum for them to actually bring you for a diagnosis and stuff. Yeah. Because I didn't, like I was one of those, I was always intelligent, right? And like anything that I applied myself to or that I liked, I would have done well in class, which was very little to be fair, right? And I always like English and stuff like that. I loved it. It was always top of my class. And when it came to like practical things like home ec and cooking and stuff, always because I enjoyed it. Yeah. Anything that I didn't enjoy, like I just didn't apply myself. So I was always the one that has great potential but just never applies herself.
That's the story of my life.
Yeah, and that's what I got all the time. So I've even found now that if I don't have like a keen interest in something, I find it very hard to apply myself to it.
The exact same. The exact same. I really struggle to focus. And I feel like the reason I haven't progressed in anything in my life, anything that I put my mind to, is because I can't find it hard to focus.
But then you can hyper focus then on other things, like, you know, with your fucking crystals and rocks. Yeah,
and I always eventually get bored, but I'll come back around to it.
You'll come back to it, yeah.
But because I get bored, I never progress.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Like, but I'm currently in talks with a place now at the moment trying to get a psychiatrist to see if they can help out with meds
I find
or whatever.
That's probably a lot to do why you have some issues with substance and stuff, like you said on the last one, that it made you feel normal, that you could cope. And there's a lot of people that have underlying things and they use drugs and alcohol to feel somewhat normal. Because, definitely. Like when I'm drunk, I'm definitely calmer than what I am when I'm not drunk. Yeah. Now I don't use it, like I don't have an issue with anything like that. Like it's not a big part of my life, but there is a lot of people that would self-medicate to feel, and it's the only time that they feel very happy common. Or somewhat normal, and it is very common. And I think that's a lot find a lot of our generation and the older generations are the same, because back then, like I said, you have to be nearly off the scale. Yeah. Crazy to be recognized that they need to be assessed for something, like, whereas now they assess kids even with little small things, and it might come back that there's nothing, but it can come back if they have like a mild form and all, and they're definitely more aware of kind of things now than what they were back in our day. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right, I think we've come to the end of the podcast.
Thank you so much for writing in their stories. We do apologize if we made them
I'm so sorry
if we sexualized them or whatever. Like, don't take us seriously.
No, don't take it. You knew who you were writing into.
You knew who you were
writing into. But we appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Now we need to come up for a theme for next week.
Oh well, we'll decide after. We'll decide. We'll if anyone has any suggestions, send them in. Also, there's some tickets left for our live show, which will be on the 19th of July. If you want to grab some of those tickets, and I suppose we'll see you in the next cartoon.
See you in the next cartoon.
Bye. Bye.